right, I wanted to talk today about dynamic access rules. So previously in the past, when you have a resource, then you could tag it, but what did that tag really do for you? Well, with the new access overhaul method that we have now for our roles, we have the ability to assign tags to a particular role. So what that allows us to do is to create resources that can be more easily accessed by your users. When they first get connected, they can already have the appropriate resources assigned. For example, I will show you a particular role that has no access rules. So the person who might be associated with this role can't access anything, and that is sad. So how can we avoid this, and how can we fix this? So first, let me back up. Tags are well, sorry. Let me go to Okta, and I will show you where a user is assigned. Hopefully this will work just fine. No, it's not going to allow me to do that. All right, sorry about that. So let me go to a resource and show you exactly what I mean. Here is a particular resource, and this resource has no tags. Here is a role. This role has no access rules. What I want to do is to be able to create a rule that matches a particular tag that will match one of our particular resources. So if I go under here in this server, and I go to this marketing server, and I decide, well, I want to say that anybody who is in the marketing group has access to this marketing SSH server. So what I will do is assign this a tag. I'm going to assign it the tag that is a key value pair that is team equals marketing. Now, a resource tag can be a key, or it can be a key value pair. And if it's just a key, the value is considered as a null value. So if you're making this via the command line, the value would be just equals and nothing. It's much, I think it's a little bit easier to understand if it's a key value pair. For instance, prod or environment equals prod, or environment equals lab, or in this case, team equals marketing. So in this case, I've decided that this SSH server is going to be team equals marketing, and I hit the update button. Successfully updated the server. So we can do that with any resource, not just an SSH resource. We can do it for a data source or a Kubernetes cluster, for example. But now let's look at the power of what this allows us to do. So within the roles, I have a role that's marketing. And here are our access rules. Now, previously, before the access overhaul, we were only able to assign a static rule to a particular role. And that meant that we, for example, said, well, this particular server, which is an SSH server, can be assigned to this role. And we would hit save and apply. I'm not going to do that because I want to use a dynamic rule. So in this case, the dynamic rule allows us to select a particular resource type or any resource type. For example, I'm going to choose SSH. And I know that my SSH resources are certificate-based, so I'll choose this. And it gives me this really helpful hint that says that there are 5 SSH certificate-based instances that match right now. And that means across my entire environment. So what I want to do, and what I'm required to do right now, is to put in a particular tag. So I will put in the tag team equals marketing. And you can see I started typing team, and it helpfully showed this team equals marketing tag. And so now I select that, and it again helpfully shows me that there's one instance that matches these conditions. Now you can't from here assign a tag that doesn't exist. So you've got to do the order of operations first, where you assign the tag to the resource first, and then come back and assign that tag to the role. So now I'm going to hit, oh, before I do that, I want to show you what this looks like as a client. So I have logged into the client, and here I am. I am logged into that role, and it shows right now that I have no resources assigned. And if I hit save and apply, looky here, I have that one resource now assigned to my user. And again, I didn't individually assign this particular SSH server to a user. I assigned it to the role. So what if I wanted to have another data source with that same tag? So I could put, oh, wait a minute, I have team equals marketing here on this resource tag. But if I go back and look at my user, I don't have access to it. And why would that be? Well, that is because we have within here, this particular access rule just says every SSH-based certificate has that tag. That's the only one that it's matching. If I wanted to change that, I can say all resources of any type have team equals marketing, hit save and apply. And now if I go back, I have both of these resources matching. So the workflow is that whenever I bring a user on, I'll assign that user into a role. Typically, I'll do that within Okta or whatever my other provisioner is. And so I'll assign a user into a role that gets pushed down into my users. And here's my user list, for example. And you can see if I drop this down and I say managed by my IDP, I can see these are the users that are being managed by Okta. And so I can see here the particular role marketing exists here. So if I wanted to, and for example, I had a new person in my marketing department, I would go into Okta, I would assign the new user into this marketing group, it would automatically get pushed down. And because this marketing group has access to any resource that's tagged with team equals marketing, then they would automatically get assigned that access to those roles. And so if there's a case where I need to deprovision a particular server for whatever reason, then I can actually just go and remove the tag for it, and all the people that had access to it because of that tag would now no longer have access to that particular resource.